All right, what's going on, people? It's been a while. I haven't really been on here. Um, I don't know. It's like things have been going on, but nothing much has been going on, and I just haven't wanted to feed into all the. I haven't wanted to feed into the drama, and there hasn't really been anything huge in the astrology, so I haven't really been on here. And I'm gonna make this a quick one today, but I'm sure a lot of you saw this, but last night, Thursday night, what, the 27th of June. Hang on a sec, it's hot. Where I live, there's a lot of fucking pollen blowing around all the time, and it's humid. I live on the coast in North Carolina, so it's like the air's humid, but the ground is dry like a desert, so it fucks with your body. But anyway, last night here in the States, we had the presidential debate. And, you know, those two guys, they're total symbol. They're like the faces of their generation. They're symbols of their generation, Trump and Biden. Trump he's spoiled and he's childish. And his big claim to fame is that, his daddy's generation won World War II. And Biden, wrecked his body and his mind with drugs and alcohol, especially cocaine. I think he's had two aneurysms, starting in the 1980s when he was in his 40s. And he's had surgery on both. And it's like, sometimes people have aneurysms, but people I've known who've had aneurysms, brain aneurysms in their 30s and 40s, it was from doing like cocaine and, drinking hard liquor. So yeah. So Biden, he's the other face of his generation, spoiled brat who's destroyed his body and mind with drugs and alcohol. And his big claim to fame is that his daddy's generation won World War II. So, yeah, it's just interesting to see them face off. Mr. Trump he was unusually composed. He runs his mouth always, but he kind of let Biden just, shit all over his own feet. But the point in this video, I called it Emperor Biden's New Clothes. And it's like the story of the Emperor's New Clothes. This like charlatan comes to the Emperor's palace and says, "Oh, your Majesty, I'm going to sell you these new clothes. They're going to be the best in the land." And he holds the clothes up and there's nothing there. And the Emperor's like, "There's nothing there." And he goes, "Oh, but there is, but it's so subtle and it's so elegant. You can't even see it." So the Emperor goes out to show his new clothes off, and the the population, they're just such ass kisses that they're like, "Oh, the Emperor's clothes are divine." And it takes a child to go, "The Emperor's naked," and everyone's like, "Oh, is he?" And then they're all looking for a figure of authority to look to confirm the actual reality that the guy's fucking naked. So this is what we've been dealing with Biden's, well, can I say the word? Cognitive decline. I don't know if I can say the D word. The Ensha Day. His Ensha Day. Wait, no, Ensha Day, excuse me. So Biden's Ensha Day, his cognitive decline. His advanced degree of it, which he's been in, I think since 2020 or before. So people have been in complete denial, and they're like, "No, he's fit as a fiddle," and no, Trump's the one with the cognitive decline. Well, after that debate last night, where Biden is just like, he has all the questions, like all the questions, none of them are spontaneous. They're all fed to these people way ahead of time. He couldn't fill the time, and he just had these long pauses, and he it's like I've been saying, like everyone's been saying, he is being victimized with elder abuse. So it was so apparent last night that, everybody who supports him, who's saying that his cognitive decline is a conspiracy theory, they're now saying that, like, Democratic Party's in full panic mode. And because of the laws of the party, they just can't replace him. They'd have to have a convention and vote on it. So it's like they don't think he can beat Orange Man. And both of these guys suck. But, you know, Biden's clearly demented. And it's like they can't deny it anymore, but they'll never say the D word. They'll never say the dementia day. So, but that's what you get when you let lawyers, cokehead, alcoholic lawyers rule you. They're always like screwing with the definition of words, changing the definition of words. They won't admit to a reality that can be described by one word, but then they'll describe it using a synonym for that word that they think is different, but it's really not. So, yeah, these like big time like Democratic Party strategists are saying, well, he's either going to go for it and lose, or some of the top leaders in the party are going to have to go to the White House and ask him to step down. So, yeah, who the fuck knows? Well, what I think it was over 65% of people polled, said Trump won the debate. And it's sad, like, after the thing, his wife, Dr. Jill Biden treated him like a toddler, and she's like, "You answered every one of their questions, Joe. You did amazing." It's really fucking sad. But what's even sadder is people's level of delusion. And up till last night, they're like, "No, he's totally sharp. He's fine. He's got the brain of a 50-year-old." It's like people. Yeah, politics is entertainment for fucking miserable people. Like, there's just no two ways around that. And it's like they don't. None of this shit is about making the world better. It's about everyone being equally miserable as the people running these organizations. It's like Marxist egalitarian misery. Tap 42 AL, yeah, all scripted. Yeah, I wonder. If it's not scripted, at least the rules of the game and the rules of the debate are just so fucking tight that there are only so many possibilities and variables. I don't know. I'm not into the whole white hats thing where it's like, oh, they're just putting on a reality show so that you can see how absurd it is. But the real Joe Biden's been arrested and Hillary Clinton's been arrested, and it's like, no, they're just zoo animals in their cages. There's only so much they can do. So it's like, I don't know. But it's definitely a crock of shit, any way you put it. They don't have the power to change anything, to save anything. Trump doesn't have the power to save anything. The United States has to go through a death and rebirth. United States of America, I should say. United States is just a corporation. But, United States of America, it's having its Pluto return right now, which happens every 247 years. So, there is no saving America as we know it, but it can be reborn. We can do something better. But we can't fall for the convenience. We're going to have to get off our asses and assert ourselves. Because whether it's mainstream media or QAnon, they're just playing to our addiction to convenience and instant gratification. So, yeah. And then, the whole thing with the masks, the CIA's former head of disguise, she's done all these TED Talks, and, demonstrated how there are these, I think for like $800 or $1,000, you can buy an extremely sophisticated, extremely realistic latex mask to look like a completely different person. And you look at some of the Biden images, and it's like, yeah, I don't think this is the real guy. Um, I think there is a real Biden running around, and it's like you have to use him sometime. Otherwise, like, shit just looks too irregular. World leaders have always had body doubles. It's like it's all declassified. World War II, Roosevelt, Stalin, Churchill, Hitler, they all had body doubles. Saddam Hussein had them. So it's like, yeah, of course American presidents do, and the fucking candidates probably do too. It's probably at least three of every one of these, presidents and major figures, major actors. Funny word, isn't it? All right, so I'm over 10 minutes. Yeah, yeah. I just wanted to chime in about this. I've been talking about. Yeah, he does look like the guy. He does look like the old man in Poltergeist. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, the creepy pastor who's like singing to the kids. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like all of these politicians. They're fucking shells. They're empty shells, and like some other consciousness is definitely acting through them. Um, but yeah, you know, I've been making predictions for a while, and I think it was in 2021, 22. Biden had like a lunar eclipse on his birthday, and I was like, he could be in the hospital, or he could be, having a funeral pretty soon. Um, that didn't happen. Maybe it did, but we were never showed it. I don't know. But he can't be too long for his office, if not the Earth. Interesting thing, which I'm gonna do a pretty significant video about. July the 15th, there's a Mars Uranus conjunction. Sidereally, what? Yeah, 2 degrees. Sidereal Taurus. It's right on the star Algol, the demon star Algol. Algol, Algol. It's where we get this word alcohol. Um, Algol is the head of Medusa, aka the demon star. And Mars is violent. Mars is a decapitator. Mars, deals with blades and violence and rage and all this stuff. Uranus is a huge disruptor and an earth shaker. When you put the two together, you get crazy disruptive events. They're going to conjunct right on top of Algol. So something like that on top of Algol, it deals with leaders, because Taurus is like leaders, business leaders, powerful people. The Taurus is one of the royal stars. If you look at Renaissance and medieval art with Jesus, he's surrounded by an ox or a bull, a man, a lion, and an eagle. Those are the four cardinal signs of Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. So Jesus is the sun in the middle of these four cardinal signs that form a cross. That's why the cross is such a big symbol. It's always been. So, yeah, yeah. So the point is, Taurus can stand for, sort of business leaders. Leo is more kings for the lion. Um, but Taurus is like business leaders. But, presidents are just CEOs. They are business leaders. They're CEOs of corporations. So, with this royal cross, the fixed star Aldebaran is in Taurus. It's the what is it? The eye of the bull. So yeah. So Mars Uranus conjunct on top of Algol. It's like leaders, business leaders, which all modern political leaders are. Someone's gonna lose their head. Not necessarily like executed. I hope nobody gets fucking executed. And extremely slim chances of that, except like maybe in the third world. But yeah, world leaders are going to be panicking. They're going to be losing their shit, and they may be asked to step down. And this is going to be across the world. but definitely more dramatic in some places rather than others. So I'll make that video. I'll get back into something more regular. Yeah, I just haven't been. You know what's been really quenching my self-expression is I got into bagpipes. Um, I started playing chanter, which is your practice instrument. You know, it's like a little. You know, it's like a little recorder. Started playing that in December. Last June, got on a set of bagpipes in December, and I don't know. It scratches my self-expression itch. So I haven't been on here much, as you know, my regulars have seen. But yeah, that's it for today. That's 15 minutes, and thanks for you guys who dropped in. Thanks to everyone who watches later. Have a nice one.